The Lakers, they're not dead yet, but it's like they can see the light, and do they go towards it? The list of injured Dodgers starting pitchers grows alarmingly longer, and there's a belief that the LA Rams have a Jalen Ramsey replacement. Oh, it's not my belief, but there's a belief. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelinos Morning Report. It is May 21st, 2023. I am broadcasting from a rest stop somewhere outside of Albuquerque. Yes, I am on my way back to the wife. I'm very much looking forward to that. By the way, did you know in Albuquerque, if you watch the show Breaking Bad, they sell blue meth candy? It's very disappointing. It is neither tasty nor does it get you high. Whatever. Let's look on the bright side and talk LA sports. If you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It lets you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. I did notice that I got comments over the last couple of days. I'll get to them as I'm driving home. Before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. Anthony Davis scores 28. LeBron adds 23. Wasn't enough. Denver takes a commanding 3-0 lead in the series. 119-108 over the Lakers. Game 4 is played in LA on Monday night. No team has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the NBA playoffs. St. Louis 6, Dodgers 5. J.D. Martinez hit a 3-run home run for the first place Dodgers. DC United embarrassed the LA, if they could be the embarrassed anymore. 3-0, they defeat the Galaxy. There's a rapid recap, which really wasn't a recap on the Galaxy playlist as much as it was me trying to not give a completely unhinged rant. Look, the Galaxy are butt naked last in MLS. They've had 2 road games this week. The combined score of both games, 5-0. When will there be responsibility taken with the LA Galaxy? Carlos Vela converted a penalty kick super late in stoppage time to help LAFC avenge its only loss in MLS this year, 2-1 over the San Jose Earthquakes. Meanwhile, today, the Dodgers are in St. Louis to end a 4-game set at 10 a.m. Clayton Kershaw, he's 6-3 with a 2.52 ERA. John Flaherty, 3-4, 5.24 ERA. Let's talk Lakers basketball. They say it isn't a series until somebody basically wins on the other team's home court. Denver's done that. And because of that, honestly, it's not a series. This series is literally 1 game away from being over technically. And reality, again, no team has come back from 3-0. No team has come back from 3-0. They tried everything, honestly. Once again, the Nuggets put together a fourth quarter run that sealed the Lakers' fate. It's not for lack of ideas. Darvin Ham, they tried double teaming. They tried switching. They targeted Nikola Jokic earlier in the series. Then when that didn't really work, they tried to target Jamal Murray. But Murray last night alone scored 35 points. Murray outplayed Jared Vanderbilt. What would happen if Vanderbilt was going up against Murray? They would set up a pick and roll so that Murray would all of a sudden be lined up against no defense playing D'Angelo Russell. So then they switched things up again. They tried putting Dennis Schroeder on Jamal Murray. Murray is taller than Schroeder. Murray would just simply go into the low post up Jamal Murray and have easy buckets all night. Murray scored again 35 points. They are simply bigger than the Lakers. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But for me, there are the haters lining up. And that's one of the things that happens when you're a Laker fan. The Lakers, you have to pick a side. You either love the Lakers or you despise them. Okay? I am not going to despise my team. The Lakers, I look at this series and I actually get a sense of appreciation on 2 fronts. One, the Lakers play their best with the inside-out game. The best possible center, the best possible guard. You know, the thing is, Denver right now has the better center and the better guard. And they play the inside-out game just like the Lakers would. Now, I'm not trying to sit there and tell you that Denver has an inside-out pairing that compares to Shaq and Kobe or Magic and Kareem. I'm just saying I see what Denver's doing. It's the Lakers' offense that they would run when the Lakers are at their best. The second thing that I appreciate is for how far the Lakers have come. This is a team, remember, that started out 2-10. And they made it to the Western Conference Finals, for Pete's sake. I mean, look, after the season is over, people are going to be reminded of just how much damage has been done to LeBron James's foot. He's probably going to undergo surgery. You're asking him to keep up with guards? That's why he was switched to forward. That's why you saw other people running the offense. The Lakers did their absolute best. Again, I'm expecting surgery. Look, put it to you this way. Are you old enough to remember when the Lakers played Detroit in the late 80s in the NBA Finals? Byron Scott and Magic Johnson, both of their hamstrings went pop. It's tough luck. It happens. Sometimes you actually have to tip your hat to the other team. Now, I mentioned earlier about how the Lakers are not the taller team. People like to say better late than never, but in the case of Mo Bamba, it's like, dude, why are you bothering? I say that because he could be cleared to play Monday or in Game 5 if there is a Game 5. Who cares? Bamba has missed 9 consecutive games for the Lakers, all of them in the playoffs, when they needed height. Look, there is an article from CBS that claims that the Lakers missed Russell Westbrook the most, which is hilarious. We'll get to that in a second. The fact of the matter is, this is an injury-prone center who they needed at the most because he could have been the guy to get physical on Nikola Jokic. Much like when LA sent Dwight Howard against Jokic, they sent JaVale McGee against Jokic back in the COVID playoff bubble. Literally, Bamba coming back or talking about coming back now is the definition of too little too late. Meanwhile, D'Angelo Russell might be the odd man out when all these players become free agents in the summer. Denver has just crushed him in the series. He was supposed to be the third scorer, right? We already knew he couldn't play defense. He was supposed to at least provide offense. When Russell is on the court, the Nuggets have outscored the Lakers by 53 points. In other words, he's not giving them defense or offense. It would not be surprising to see D'Angelo Russell on the bench in this decisive Game 4. Not a surprise at all. I mentioned earlier about some writer claiming that the Lakers missed D'Angelo Russell, CBS's Sam Quinn. He says that the Lakers season was defined by the Westbrook trade, which I agree. But then he goes out and says that the players that they received for Westbrook, which was Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt, have provided zero in this series. To which I ask, what the hell would have Russell Westbrook provided? I'm not a Russell Westbrook hater, but what would he have provided? Would he have provided defense? Would he have been running the pick and roll with LeBron? Would he have provided open space in the half-court game? Would he have provided outside shooting? No, 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 and no. Absolutely not. What this guy is arguing is that if you're going to make a trade for Westbrook, you really go for it by sending Westbrook and the 2 first-round picks to Indiana for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. The Indiana Pacers players. When the Indiana Pacers missed the playoffs. Really? Really? Nah, I pass. It was just one day ago when we were asking if Julio Urias was tipping his pitches in St. Louis. It was a much simpler, more hopeful time then. Turns out it wasn't tipping his pitches. It was a jacked up left hamstring, which is odd because nobody on the Dodgers mentioned that Urias was in pain, including Urias. Like ever. Urias is out for maybe 10, maybe 15 days, maybe a couple of more. So it doesn't sound like the end of the world until you take a step back and you look at what the Dodgers rotation would have looked like at the start of last season to now if it wasn't for all of these injuries. Last year's rotation by the end of the year could have been Julio Urias, Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw, Dustin May, and Tony Gonsolin. 3 potential aces in your rotation. One of them a surefire Hall of Famer, and Gonsolin was an all-star. But what's happened? Buehler had his second Tommy John surgery. Urias and May are out. And by the way, Clayton Kershaw and Tony Gonsolin are injury prone. Now, Kershaw and Gonsolin are still in the lineup, or still in the rotation. But now you've bumped up Noah Syndergaard and his +6 ERA into the 3rd best pitching slot? Really? Emergency call-up, Gavin Stone is going to be number 4. Gavin Stone, who I believe has had 1 MLB appearance. Now, the Dodgers called up Wander Suero to replace him, but if you're wondering, Wander isn't a starter, he's a reliever. So as for Urias, he has been really hot and cold in his free agent contract year. How much this impacts his future in the offseason is going to be anyone's guess. But most teams want stability in an ace before you sign him to a $400 million contract, don't you think? And by the way, you might recall that Dylan Covey was a long relief pitcher for the Dodgers. He's not going to be the answer either. The Phillies claimed him off of waivers from LA. Pro Football Focus, or PIF as I like to call them, said that cornerback Kobe Durant is a potential breakout player for the Rams this year. He intercepted 3 passes with a pick 6. That was in his rookie year last year. They graded him out last year as the 18th best corner, and that was in his rookie year. And by the way, that grade makes him the best on the Rams. Piff is saying that he is going to get the first shot to replace Jalen Ramsey. But honestly, this is just guesswork. Let's be real. This is just guesswork. Ramsey lined up everywhere, not just as a corner. He would be a safety. He would be a nickelback. He would be all over the field. He could even line up as a linebacker or rush defensive end because he was absolutely fearless in defending the run. I don't see it. We don't even know if the Rams are going to be playing with a quote-unquote star position player like they had in Jalen Ramsey, what they called a player they could line up anywhere. The Chargers play the same defense. Brandon Staley was one of the leaders in including a quote-unquote star position. Sports Illustrated then came back and wrote Durant is embracing a leadership role, claiming LA has, quote, some ballers back there, unquote, in the defensive backfield. That it's a great opportunity. That the new defensive back coach is like Moses descending Mount Sinai with these great tablets of wisdom. Look, man, everybody's an optimist in training camp. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say. Former UCLA basketball player Abramo Conca has committed now to playing for Wake Forest. Conca told the press out there that he wants to prove himself because he didn't play much for UCLA last year. He only played 22 games. He averaged less than 6 minutes per game after traveling to the United States from Italy to play for the Bruins. Honestly, I'm starting to wonder how differently other cultures think. Yeah, you might get playing time at Wake Forest, but UCLA is down 8 players. You had playing time opportunity in Westwood, pal. Just saying. Maybe he just simply isn't good enough to play for the Bruins. I'm just saying. I don't know. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Let me know if you think the Lakers have a chance in hell. Let me know who you think could be replacing all these injured pitchers with the Dodgers. And if you enjoy being in the know about LA sports, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelinos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelinos is a Kian Corcha El Queso production. Take care.